Welcome to my channel. My name is Ria, and for this video we are going to talk about the astrology for the new moon. Now let's get started. So for this video I'm going to do it a little different. We are going to talk about the energy and I'm going to keep it really short and brief today. So let's get started. Now a new moon brings in new energy for the lunar month, right? It brings in new energy for the next 28 days or so. So new energy is coming in. Now this new moon is sitting next to Uranus. Uranus is sudden, it's unexpected, it brings change, it's a breakthrough planet. It asks us to break free from the old way of doing things. It asks us to be authentic, right? Do things your own way, be unique, be different, be authentic. That's what Uranus asks of us. So in a way, this moon can bring about change that is sudden and unexpected. It can bring about insights and epiphanies that lead to change that is unexpected. It is a very overwhelming sort of energy, so just keep that in mind. At the same time, this moon is asking us to be ourselves. It's asking us to be unique and different. So that's the highlight of this moon. If there was one thing I had to say for this moon, it would be about change. It would be about breaking free from old things, right? Old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things, old ways of anything that's not working anymore, right? And adapting to something new that's more authentic to you, that's more real to you, that's more comfortable to you. That's the main thing with this moon. Now in the coming days and in the coming hours, right, the moon will meet up with Uranus and so will the sun. So this change is not just right now on this moon. It will continue for the next 3-4 days as well as the sun builds up to meet Uranus. So that's something I wanted to share. The next thing I want to say is that Saturn is also aspecting this moon. Saturn is about decisions, it's about the long run, it's about commitments. So whatever we are changing, this can be a long-term thing, this can be a decision we take, this can be something that stays with us for a much longer time than we might have thought, because Saturn is there. That's the second thing, right? So it's asking us to change and break free. It's asking us to break free from something that's not working and be more authentic and be more in tune with ourselves. And at the same time, that change, that unexpected change that comes about can be more long-lasting than we might have imagined. The next thing I want to talk about is that a few hours before this moon, Mercury met up with Chiron. Mercury is our logical mind. It denotes our logical mind. It's one of the things it denotes. And Chiron is the wounded healer. It asks us to face our wounds, face our pain, and that's how we heal. So a day before this moon, you can say, we might not have felt the best, right? We might have felt like, why is this happening to me? Why do bad things happen to me? Or we might have felt not the best, not the most confident, not the most confident in our own skin, because Chiron can trigger our wounds. It can bring up our insecurities. So just keep that in mind, that building up to this moon a day before can be a feeling that's not the best. And then on the moon will trigger this change, this insight, this epiphany that might come through and bring about this breakthrough, right? That can be a decision for the long run, that can be more permanent and long lasting than we might have imagined. The next thing I want to speak about is the fact that Neptune is now at 29 degrees of Pisces. This is very significant. Neptune moves through the zodiac extremely slowly, and now it's at the last degrees of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the end of the zodiac, right? So we are right at the verge of completing major endings. And if you watched me regularly, you know I talk about this a lot, that we have been in this, since 2020, in this zone, in this energy of beginnings and endings. A lot of new beginnings, a lot of old endings. But it's not fully clear yet, right? The old has not fully gone and the new is not fully here. But with Neptune at the last degrees of Pisces, we are one step closer to winding up the past. The new beginnings have already started, but they don't feel as They feel real, yes they do, but they don't feel as etched in our lives as they will feel in some more time, because the old is still occupying some of the space in our lives, if that makes sense. So right now we have, the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that right now we have Pisces, we have Aries, and we have Taurus, and these are consecutive signs, right? Pisces is the last sign, Aries is the first sign, and then we have Taurus, the second sign. A lot of the energy now is concentrated in Aries and Taurus. A lot about beginning things, a lot about taking action and making things happen. And with Taurus, it's about finances. It's about doing things while valuing the things we do. It's also about our self-worth. So we must value ourselves as well. Right, Taurus is a fixed sign, it's fixed earth. So it's also about doing things in a slow but stable and grounded way. So a lot about new beginnings that can happen quite instantly, Aries, but a lot about sustaining them now, Taurus. A lot about grounding ourselves in those beginnings. So that's another thing I wanted to touch upon. And I think the last thing I will say is that we have a lot of direct planets right now. The only planet that's retrograde is Pluto. Rest, all of the planets are direct. So this is still the time where things are happening fast in our lives. This is still the time where we can set the stage for the next half of the year that we will go into, and that half is where more and more planets will begin to retrograde, which means that half of the year will be more about going over all the things we started in the first half of this year. So I'm going to keep it at this for this video, and in a nutshell, this is an important moon about change and breakthroughs. It's about letting go of something that's not working any longer. It may have worked in the past brilliantly, not anymore. It's time to change, it's time to let go, and it's time to bring change that feels right to you, that is authentic to you, that is your unique style, right, Uranus? And the only thing to keep in mind here is Uranus can feel overwhelming. So just keep that in mind. And with so much Aries, taking action too fast may not be the best thing. Slowing things down, thinking them through, and then acting is the best thing. And Taurus is all about that. So there's a lot of Aries, there's a lot of Taurus as well now. So while we'll have this urge to act, Taurus will kind of say, okay, think about it. Think about whether that serves you, that works for you in every area of your life. So I hope this video was useful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.